But graphs in practical situation qaybtiisa labaad ayaan maanta qaadan doonaa straight line graphs in practical situation and graphs in practical situation we took distance time graph and velocity time graph maanta marka casharkeena saddexaad waxaan chapterka saddexaad qaybtiisa saddexaad waxaan qaadan doonaa qaybtiisa labaad waxaan qaadan doonaa straight line graphs. Learning outcomes. By the end of the lesson, learners will be able to calculate gradient of a straight line from the coordinates of 2 points on the graph, calculate the length of the straight line segment from the coordinates of this endpoint, obtain the equation of a straight line in the form of y equal to mx plus c, use graphs to solve simultaneous equations, relate straight line graphs. Waxaan qaadan doonaa up to obtain equations of straight line graphs. Now, a straight line is a set of points with constant gradient between 2 points on the line. Now, let's say this is the straight line. Now, is a set of points. Set of points here, we mean set of points. These are set of points on the line. So, when you want to find the gradient of any straight line, now let's call this one A, B, C, D, and E. So the equation, when you want to find the gradient of this line, you pick any 2 points on the line, and you will get constant gradient. Any 2 points on the line. So changing y divided by changing x. Gradient m is equal to changing y, that is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Assume, let's say this is our y2, this is our x1, y1, I'm sorry. So this is x1 and then x2. So changing y divided by changing x, that is how to find gradient. So a straight line is a set of points with constant gradient. The gradient of this line is constant. It remains the same at all points. Now question number 1, calculate the gradient of the line drawn. Given, that is the line. Now this particular point is 2, 1. The next one is 3, 3. So that is 3, 3. And then the next one is 5, 4. This is xy. This is 5, 4. So you can pick any 2 points on the line. Suppose, let me call this one A, B, C. So we know A is 2, 1, B is 3, 3, C is 5, 4. So when you want to find the gradient of a line, AB, gradient AB, this will be changing y divided by changing x. Changing y is y2, that is 3 minus 1, and then 3 is 2. There you get 2 divided by 1. The gradient is 2 there. M is 2. Let's pick this one also. So this will also be the same. That is 4. That is, I'm sorry, this is supposed to be 5, 4. Not 4, 4, 5, but 5. This is 4, 5. The gradient BC will be changing y divided by changing x. That is 5 minus 3, 4 minus 3. You get 2 divided by 1, and then you get 2. So you can see the gradient of a straight line always remains constant at all points. The gradient of a straight line is the same at all points. The next one, calculate the gradient of the line drawn below. So the line drawn below, so that is, we have that particular point as 2, 0, 2, and we have negative 1, 5, I hope so. Negative 1, something there, that's negative 1, 5. So you're told to calculate the gradient. So gradient, again, will be equal to changing y divided by changing x. Changing y divided by changing x. Changing y. So we have 0, 2 minus 1, 5. And 0, 2. So you just say 2 minus 5 divided by 0 minus 1. There you get minus 3 divided by plus 1. 2 minus sign become positive. And then you get negative 3. So that is now the gradient of that particular line. The next example, find the gradient of a straight line joining the points minus 4, P, we have minus 4, 5, Q, 4, 17. You just do the same way. You just say gradient PQ will be equal to changing y divided by changing x. Changing y is 17, 5, 17 and 5. Changing x will be 4 minus bracket minus 4. You get 17, you get 12 there, and then you get 8. So by 4 you get 2, by 4 you get 3. So the gradient is 1.5. Find the gradient of the straight line. You still do the same way. You get 0, 6, 0 and 0, 3. So changing y, gradient will be equal to changing y, that will be 3 minus 0, divided by 0 minus 6. You get 3 divided by 6 negative, and then you get minus half. So that is the gradient of, again, that line. Length of a straight line. Let P 1, 3 and Q 5, 6. Use the distance formula to calculate the length of that line. So you have 1, 3, which is P, Q, you have 5, 6. There are two ways we can use the Pythagoras theorem. Let me start with method 1, Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem. So I just sketch the line. We have 1, 3, and 5, 6. 5, 6. You join the points. So you draw a right angle triangle there. That becomes 90. The difference between 5x2 minus x1 you get 4, and then y2 minus y1 you get 3. So using Pythagoras you can be able to get that line. You just say, let's call this one AB. Just say AB squared is equal to AN squared plus NP squared. That is 4 squared plus 3 squared. 16 plus 9, you get 25. The square root of 25 is 5 units. So that is the gradient. That is the length of the line. That is the length of the line AB. What is the distance between the points? The distance between the point is 3, 4 and 7, 2. Before that, let me show you the second method. Method 2 is the length formula. So the AB will be equal to root x1 minus x2 into bracket squared and then y1 minus y2 into bracket squared. You can start either with either x2 or x1 is the same. So the numbers are x1, we have 1 minus 5 into bracket squared, and then 3 minus 6 into bracket squared. You get negative 4 squared, you get 16. Negative 3 squared, you get 9. So you get 25. And then the square root of 25 is 5. So that is the second method. The second method. Question number 2. We have 3, 4 and 7, 2. Length of the line, call these A and B. So AB will be equal to root x1 minus x2, 3 minus 4 into bracket, 3 minus 7, into bracket squared, and 3 minus 7 into bracket squared, and the next one is 4 minus 2 into bracket squared. You get root, this is 4 squared, you get 16, negative 4 squared, you get 16, plus 2 squared, you get 4. And then you get root 20. Root 20 is an example of a mixed sare. This is a mixed sare. A mixed sare means rationals and irrational together. A rational number and irrationals together. That is what mixed sare is. So root 20 can be written as root 4 multiplied by root 5. And then you get 2 root 5. Units. Still you can use again Pythagoras theorem to find the answer to that question. Next, you're told to calculate the midpoint. The midpoint of the line, midpoint. The midpoint is the midpoint for that is minus 2, 1, minus 2, minus 1, and 1, 8. So midpoint formula, midpoint will be x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So x1, that the midpoint is the line divided by 2, so that is minus 2 plus 1 divided by 2, minus 1 plus 8 divided by 2, you get minus 1, minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1, that is half, and this is 7 divided by 2, you get 3.5, 3.5. So this one is negative 0.5, 3.5. So that is the midpoint of that line. Next question, the straight line joins between the coordinates 1 and 4, 7. Determine the gradient and the equation of the line. So determine the gradient. We have 1, 1 and 4, 7. First of all, let's start by finding the gradient. We said gradient is equal to changing y, that is 7 minus 1, and then 4 minus 1, you get 6 over 3, and then you get 2. Then the next question reads, equation of the line. Equation of the line. There are 3 different ways of finding the equation of the line. Let me start with method 1. Method 1 is just use y equal to mx plus c, that is the equation of a straight line. You can pick any of the points. Let's pick 1, 1 and gradient 2. Gradient 2. So you just substitute. Y is 1, m is 2, x is 1, and then plus c. 1 is equal to plus c, c is equal to negative 1, and then this is the equation. Y equal to mx plus c. M is 2, and then plus c is minus 1, so that is the equation. That is method 1. Method 2, you can just pick any of the 2 points, just call this one any of the points. We have 1, 1, or let's use this time 7, 1, and then the gradient is 2, m2. So y is equal to mx plus c. I'm sorry. Just use the next one as y minus b. X minus a is equal to m. Our m is 2. So y minus b, y minus 7. X minus a is x minus 4 is equal to 2. And then you cross multiply. You get y minus 7 is equal to 2x minus 8. So y will be equal to 2x minus 8. Then you transfer to the right. You get plus 7. Then this will be y is equal to 2x minus 1. So that is another way of answering the question. The last method, that is method 3, will be y minus y1 equal to m into bracket x minus x2. So y1 is 1, m is 2, x1 is 1 also. So this will be y is equal to 2x minus 2 and then plus 1. This will be y is equal to 2x minus 1. So that is the 3 different ways of finding the equation of a straight line. Equation of a straight line. You can use those 3 methods. Now the last question. A triangle has corners at the points with coordinates 1, 2, minus 2, 3, and 0, minus 1. So let me just sketch the triangle. This is A. We have 1, 1. I'm just sketching the diagram. So this is just this. Let me just sketch the triangle. So we have 1, 2, and then minus 2, 3, and then this particular point is, I'm sorry, I better draw the triangle. So the first one is 0, negative 1, A. B, we have negative 2, 3, negative 2, 3, that is B, negative 2, 3. C, 1, 2. So this one is 2, 1. I'm sorry, 1, 2. This one is minus 2, 3. Now the question is, determine the equation of the lines that form the sides of the triangle. We need to get 3 equations. Let me start with BC. We have minus 2, 3 and 1, 2. So you first of all find the gradient. 2 minus 3 divided by 1 minus 2. You get minus 1 divided by 3. So that is the gradient. Then the equation would be y is equal to mx plus c. Y is, pick 1 point again, 3. X is minus 1 over 3. And then plus, multiplied by x. X is minus 2. And then plus c. 3 will be equal to 2 divided by 3 plus c. Therefore, c will be equal to, you transfer this one to the left. It will be 3 minus 2 divided by 3. And then you get 1 over 3. Therefore, the equation of that line will be y equal to minus 1 over 3x plus 1 over 3. That is the first line. The second line will be BA. B we have minus 2, 3. And A we have 0, negative 1. So gradient will be changing y. That will be minus 1, minus 3. Changing x will be 0, minus 2. You get minus 4 divided by positive 2. You get 2, negative 2, I'm sorry. And then the equation will be y is equal to mx plus c. And therefore, y will be equal to, you can pick any of the points. Let me use minus 1. M is minus 2. And then x is 0. And then plus. plus c. Therefore, y, no, minus 1. This is minus 1 is equal to c. Therefore, c is equal to minus 1. The equation will be y is equal to minus 2x minus 1. So this is the second equation. Then the last line, CA. C we have 1, 2. And then A we have 0, minus 1. Gradient. Minus 1, minus 2. Minus 1, minus 2. And then 0, minus 1. You get minus 3 divided by minus 1. You get 3. Y is equal to mx plus c. Therefore, y, 2. M is 3. X is 1 plus c. 2 is equal to 3 plus c. Therefore, c is equal to negative 1. The equation will be y is equal to 3x. And then minus 1. So, marka waka intaas ayaan ku joojinayaa. Exercise-ka waxaad ka qoran kartaa linkiga hoose.